I think everybody understands at this point that we are experiencing the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression.
My name is Lisa Denon. I'm a licensed realtor with Rhodes Van Note. I think many people are hesitant on purchasing because they don't know if they're going to have a job in the near future. They don't want to incur such a large mortgage because they don't know the stability of their job. So it has gotten quiet.
Hi, my name is Mary Linda Piero, and I'm the principal at Glenridge High School. This year, with many people unemployed and the unemployment rates rising and concerns about finances, it's a possibility that maybe the budget will not be passed. If the budget isn't passed, then sometimes we don't get to have all the things we would like in a school.
Neighbors of mine had bought this property maybe 5 years ago, and for whatever reason they were unable to maintain their mortgage. They couldn't make their payments. And about 7 months ago, I happened to just see in the paper that their property was in foreclosure in Superior Court in Newark. The bank then owned the house, and the bank sold the house, and new people just moved in, which is a good sign that someone was able to buy it, and because you don't like to see empty houses in your neighborhood. But I think that's a good indicator that it's happening everywhere. It's a bad indicator, but it's an indicator of what's happening across the country. It's not just isolated areas. It's pretty important.
Stephanie Weiner is my name, and I'm one of the ministers at Union Congregational Church of the United Church of Christ. We're subject to the same concerns that everybody else is. For instance, this is a 110-year-old building, and Christmas Eve I spent a lot of time mopping up water that was leaking through the roof. Well, how are you going to fix the roof? Well, you can do a campaign. If people are out of work, they're less likely or able to get to the campaign. Or you go to endowment funds if you're fortunate enough to have them. But if your endowment fund has just dropped 40%, there's not as much to fix the roof. So if our concern is in bricks and mortar and all that, I mean, they eventually crumble too.
I think our country has a lot of changes to go through before the economy is going to straighten out.
I think a jobs program similar to what President-elect Obama is talking about, where you will spend the money on the infrastructure, the roads, the bridges, the tunnels, and hire Americans to do that. And I think that would be a good place to begin. And I also think that their idea of a tax incentive is a good idea as long as people understand that they should spend the money. So you want to generate confidence, again, in the economy, which people have lost. I think that's the first thing you have to do, is to get the people to feel that it is correctable, and then to take steps as a government to show leadership in the economy without controlling the economy.
What we haven't yet seen is a rescue package for the middle class, because the fundamentals of the economy were weak even before this latest crisis. So I've proposed 4 specific things that I think can help. Number 1, let's focus on jobs. I want to end the tax breaks for companies that are shipping jobs overseas and provide a tax credit for every company that's creating a job right here in America. Number 2, let's help families right away by providing them a tax cut, a middle-class tax cut for people making less than $200,000, and let's allow them to access their IRA accounts without penalty if they're experiencing a crisis.
But clearly we're in a very different situation being in a fairly affluent suburb close to New York and with resources than a lot of my colleagues that are in inner city or rural churches. They've been feeling the recession for a long time. I mean, the whole idea that we've been in this recession for a year and only named it wasn't about a month ago or 2 months ago that they actually named it, that we've been in for a year, and the downturn has been longer than that, I think. So
We're very lucky in our area here, because we are 10 miles from the city, that we're not experiencing what the rest of the country is in terms of real estate. I believe our market is a more stable market here.
The government has taken steps to make money available by reducing what's called the Fed rate, the Federal Reserve rate, so that more money will be available for people to buy homes.
I don't want to call them benefits to the recession, but there are definitely some opportunities to be had there. I think people are reassessing their priorities and realizing, if you're not happy and you've spent your whole life kind of chasing the dollar, and the dollar evaporates, whether you've got, in a recession, one of the things that you can save and save and save and invest and invest and invest, but if everything crashes, then what was it for? So people are looking a little bit more toward what some folks would call eternal values then.
This has always been the land of opportunity, and people are able to rise up and make something of themselves, and that's been the American dream.
The road ahead will be long. Our climb will be steep. We may not get there in 1 year or even in one term. But America, I have never been more hopeful than I am tonight that we will get there. I promise you, we as a people will get there.